Hey guys, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Brew and Build. Today we are in a place you haven't seen. Let's turn that off and make sure, there we go. So that, oh good, we got another stack. So I just wanted to show you this as kind of like the intro. I have been doing some work here in the Nether, been getting quite a bit of stuff, mainly basalt. Have a lot of basalt here. And yeah, just been kind of grinding, getting as much as possible, because we need it for a build that we're going to be doing. And I just like the block. I think it's really nice. So if you haven't seen before, this is a design that I saw Pixel Riffs do. I've also seen multiple people also do this. I changed not the design itself, but kind of modified it to make it look a little bit nicer. So if you didn't know, you can automatically generate basalt, and it is actually really simple to do. So all you need is a lava source and then blue ice. And if lava, either source or flowing, goes onto a soil block, it turns into basalt. And, oh, oops, I broke my repeater. Silly me. And so then what you do essentially is I've set it up so that we've got this system here that is essentially, it's two observers. One that I can manually turn it on and activate it with a trapdoor. We'll send a pulse and push this redstone block right here. Just do a one tick pulse that'll drop it off right here. That'll turn it on. The basalt, when the lava makes it, actually completes the circuit and then sends a pulse through, goes through and activates both this piston and this piston. This one first, which pulls will quickly pull the basalt right here, and this piston will then, after one more tick, will push the basalt. And that's what you saw before, that it pulses and then pushes and pulls and pushes and pulls and pushes all the way up until it reaches its maximum. There is some issues with this design in that if you don't have a fail-safe to where it reaches max limit, that it will turn it off. The pistons will push one last time and cover up the lava source, which is kind of annoying. So I have backup lava sources right here, but not that big of a deal. Let's actually take this, and well, I might as well take these. And so I've just been kind of grinding this. Also wanted to just make kind of a fun tunnel thing. I don't really know why. It's mainly to catch the blocks so that they land in these hoppers and I can just AFK. One thing that you may not know is if you are holding down, hitting a block, and then you reload your texture pack by doing F3T, you'll see this screen, and if you're holding it down and then you let go during this loading, your pickaxe will always be hitting and hitting stuff. So that is one way you can kind of sit here AFK and not really have to do anything, because you don't even have to hold the mouse button anymore. Very cool. All of that said, let's take this, and I think that's all I want. I've got my basalt, and I want this here. So I've made this fun little area here. One issue I have found is that there are, even if you are within a closed off space, if there are piglins nearby, they will in fact try and kill you or try and get in, and they'll stand right at the door. Because if I open up a chest or a shulker box or any sort of container, they try and attack you. So I have a little system here that is a go away piglin system. There are two dispensers right here. And then we've got soul fire right there. There's soul fire all over the place out here, but this essentially is to light them on fire and then make them go away. Oh, and I have two more here. So they really shouldn't be able to just stick around. They'll get lit on fire and run away. Also made this little area here. This is essentially like a little encampment that I've made right here. Okay, good. Got my gold on that I've essentially set up since hoglins run away from these things. Put a few of these as like a border, and then I've also bordered a whole lot of soul fire torches and campfires to keep the piglins at bay. And overall, I mean, they just like get like close and then they run away. There's also the zombified piglins, which they try and stay away from as well, which it has been helpful. Like this guy's gonna, yeah, he's gonna run away and be like, oh no. So they don't really come over here, which is nice. But I have this fun little, it's almost like a desert style. Like I've gone for more of the standard desert style house and just out of blackstone. And the inside is kind of fun, also more hoglin protection. Made just a nice little house to be able to respawn in case I die. So we've got our respawn anchor right here. And then we've got all sorts of junk and stuff, some extra food. Here we go. Very nice. Hoglins provide so much food. It's wonderful. But a very, very just quaint little house. No big thing right here. And then this, I'm just going to like make a little setup here. I kind of want to make this area like just a tiny, teeny tiny little blackstone village for fun, because it is, I don't know, it's already kind of turning out that way. We've already got a few little houses. And so I'm going to make like a house here that's kind of like a border patrol. Or, I mean, you can kind of go through going around. So maybe we'll just make a pathway. And then maybe a few more little houses and stuff there, just, you know, for fun. I am in the midst of destroying the piglin bastion. So maybe it's a replacement home for the piglins. Not much has been destroyed, you would think, but down there you can see a good open area. Let's go ahead and get on down. What I've been doing is I've got a beacon set up. If you didn't know, beacons do work in the Nether. You may think that they may not because of the bedrock ceiling, but bedrock is technically a transparent block, so you can actually have a beacon. I just did a tower all the way up, as you can tell from the scaffolding, and then kind of made it so the bedrock is showing and then a beacon can work. So we have haste, and what I've been doing is just laying out soulfire torches as we go. And I can, this way it keeps the piglins at bay, because there's always these gilded blocks right here that piglins don't like you touching. So I've got nice armor on, and then I also am not really touching the chests and just have defenses essentially set up so that if piglins come after me, they eventually run away because of all of the soulfire. And I think that it's working fairly well. But let's go ahead and get on out of here. I've got everything I need, I think. So let's go ahead and get on out of here. So the main project today is going to be working on the dock walls and really getting the style established. So last episode, we kind of left off with these different ideas. And thank you for all of your input on them. We do unfortunately have to say that I'm not sold on any of them. The more and more I've found myself looking at them, the more and more I was like, I honestly don't like any of them. For some reason, I just don't think they are the style that we need for this area. And I think the main reason why was because we were going with these three, and then like pillar, then 3 blocks, then pillar. And while that is a good wall pattern, and you can continue doing that and stuff, and we did that up there, for this area, I don't think it's good enough. And I've already been doing some work, as you can see. We'll take a look at it in just a second. It's going to be better. It's going to be bigger, and it's going to be more interesting to look at. But let's take a look at this wall and kind of discuss what I'm thinking. So I've been laying out, doing just some general layout stuff, not the main thing. We're going to be doing that, a part of it on camera and then a part of it off camera. We are going to be using both blackstone and basalt in this, so that's why we need that. The main issue I'm having with the wall right now is I think there's too many pillars, and I think there's not enough depth and interest. I think it's too vertical, and there's not enough like flow to it, if that makes sense. And so I'm going with this new design. So I've been watching, if you've never watched Jancy on YouTube, he has just started re-uploading. It's been a while since he's uploaded, but he is one of my favorite YouTubers to watch. He is a fantastic Minecraft builder, has a really unique and interesting style. And the way he's done docks before has really intrigued me. And so we're going to be taking a bit from his book and designing our dock in a way that Jancy would approve of. And it's mainly because I think like it's just adds so much interest. So the main thing that we're going to be doing is we've got this here right now. So instead of being every 4 blocks is a pillar, we're doing every roughly 13 is the standard size of what our main portion is going to be. So there's 13 areas, and then I think the rest are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 13 is a big one, 9 is a smaller one. There will be even smaller ones that will fit more like that style, just because we will need them. So the main thing that's going to be happening is it's going to be an arch up and then back down. And then here it goes kind of like down and then it'll arch back up. And it's just like in between each of the logs is an arch. And then right here is going to be a sewer grate that I think will be interesting. We don't necessarily have to build fully the sewers, but I thought it would be nice to show that the city does have sewers, and we can kind of put similar in like if you play Skyrim and you go to Solitude, there are sewer grate, almost like sewer pot manhole things on the streets. You can't actually enter them, but they do exist. And so it just adds a little bit of an aesthetic to like, oh, they've actually thought out like they do have sewers here. One of you had mentioned doing something with the islands here. I think that is a wonderful idea. We had to get rid of this because it didn't make much sense for boats to be able to turn around and go like into the portal. But this island in particular, I think will be a great one to have some form of, I don't know exactly what. I don't really want to do a lighthouse necessarily on this one because I think a lighthouse could go on that one. That could be kind of interesting. I don't know how a person would actually get out there though. That's the problem. I think maybe we have like make a little dock right here and then like them have a little dock right there and then like you have to take a dinghy to go back and forth. I think that could be fine, but maybe we make this into like a custom spruce foresty area with one house or building on it. But you can see already like what a finished wall, I say finished in quotes, what a more established wall looks like. I think it just looks better. The new design is going to be great as well. So let's go ahead and stop blabbing. I know I do that a lot. Let's go ahead and stop blabbing and get to building. Let me go get some materials and we'll start in on this portion here. I want to build this with you, and then I'm going to go ahead and knock this entire thing out and maybe even plan out a good chunk of this. I just really want to get a lot done today. So getting into this build. So one thing I've done, or well, I've been working on this portion of the wall, getting it built up. As you can see, I haven't fully built it, but we're going to be doing some terraforming down here to make this not quite as like crazy going down deep. Or we may dig that out and make it kind of connect there. But this is getting a little bit bigger. It's going to work better, I think, for connecting up to the portal. It looks a little bit better as well. So that is nice. It's actually working out, I think, better than the original plan. But what we're going to do is we're going to work on this arch here, because what's going to happen is there's going to be an arch that goes up, and then the central portion is like these in between 3 blocks, and then it goes back down to that post. Now, this block starts, so there is this stair right here, and essentially it starts on the bottom portion of this stair, just on this block here. And so this is it goes 1, and then it goes up by half slab, goes 2, this goes up to 3. Technically, this should go like that, but there is going to be a block here and here, and then it goes up here, here, and here. And then we're going to go all the way back down the same way. So this is what it ends up looking like. So we've got this nice archway here. There's a gap right here. We will fill these 3 blocks in with andesite, and it'll end up looking very nice. But this design and the main like point behind it is having a good amount of depth. So what we're going to now do is mirror this design, but we're going to be doing another layer that is 1 slab above where this actually is. And so now that that is done, one thing that we can do is we can put basalt right there and a slab of stone brick right there. And then same thing right here and here. And that just will help this be, the finished layer have a little bit of flow going. And the last layer is going to actually be made out of oak slabs. But this is what it looks like from, let's grab those. From this side, I think it looks very, very nice. And now we can begin this middle portion, which is where a sewer is actually going to be sticking out. So, as I said, a sewer is going to be sticking out of this, and I think the sun's going down, but that's okay. First, what we're going to do is the easy part. We're going to do a slab there, or stair there, stair right there, and then a same thing on this side, stair and stair. And then we will put 2 walls, boom, and boom. Now, as you saw before, I had put, or well, you may not have seen, but I've put 2 nether brick walls right here. What we'll be doing is actually using different types of lanterns. So on the main pole structure, there's going to be regular lanterns on both sides. And if we can get on over here, right there. And then what we'll be doing is putting I don't have any on me, but 2 walls are going to go right here, stone brick wall there, and then we'll put 2 of these soulfire lanterns right there. And that is going to help with making more interest, and also it lights this entire thing up. So let me go ahead and get I'll break a hole here because we need to have a sewer system there. I'm going to fill that in right there and then put the 2 lanterns in and get the rest of the blocks that we need. All right, so here we are. Here are what the lanterns look like. One simple thing that we can do as well, just bringing in some of the nether materials. We're going to put some warped trapdoor right there, and then another one on this side as well, right there. And then this to complete it if we... Oh, this is going to be tough. There and there. Boom. Okay, so there we go. That is like the majority of it done. But what we're going to be doing now is let's get some black stone and some... So we're going to be making a sewer grate here, as I said. So we're going to put some slabbage there, there, and there. And then same thing here and here and here. And then... what we'll be doing is switching over to black stone. Makes it a little bit, just makes it more interesting, I think. And it's using nether stuff. And I think that is good. So we're going to put a black stone stair there, there, here, and here. And then, let's go there for the black stone slab. And then we need some of the actual just full-on black stone. These are black stone, polished black stone bricks, I should say. And then let's put some walls here and here. And then we're going to need to bust this down just a hair more, just to make it so that it's actually somewhat of a tunnel. I've built a couple of these already over there. As you can tell, you can probably tell I'm trying to avoid looking over there. And that's because there's already stuff that we're going to take a look at here in just a second. I'm going to extend this out this way, just by that much right there. Okay. And eventually, if you guys think it'd be a good idea, I think it'd be cool to actually make a sewer system that actually works. But the main thing that we're doing right now is just making it look like there's sewers going on. So we're going to do that. And then let's put some stairs right there. And I think that is good. And so what we're going to need to do actually is this stair, do we want to do that instead? Maybe that looks better. See what it looks like. You know, I think I like that more. So we're going to do that. I think I can get under it. Very good, very good. What I want to do now is just extend this back here. This is actually going to be I'm going to put concrete back here, black concrete, just to make it so it's dark and looks like it's a completed tunnel, when in reality it's not. It's going to be a small sewer system, but I think it will look good overall. Let's do some polished right there, so kind of lines the walls there, and then maybe, I don't know. Let's go get some concrete. All right, got the black concrete. Actually took me way longer than I thought it was going to. So what we're going to do is we're going to be putting the black concrete right there. We're going to make it actual black concrete, because then it just, gives like a nice dark feeling. And then we're going to put some water right there. And then we're going to take some water here, put some water right there. And yet again, one more time. There we go. Now it is flowing, and we can put some bars right there. And there is our thing complete. Oh, one thing I wanted to do actually is I wanted to try out regular basalt right here. I think, whoa, hello skeleton. I think this would look better. It's like a little grungier. I think this will look better. Not that we'll ever actually see it, but oh well. I think that looks great. So there is the sewer system right there. And I think that actually completes this. Yeah, I think that looks good. So now we can actually look at what I've been doing off camera, which is all of that over there. We just need to make this connection, and then we have this entire wall done. And as you can see, multiple sewer connections, and I think, oh, it's looking so good. I think this is way better than the idea I had before. So we're gonna have multiple sewer systems, and as you can see, like that concrete really just makes it seem like it goes way deeper than it actually does. I think it looks great. And the, I sounded like Tony the Tiger right there. And as you can see, the lanterns, I think, add just like a nice color pop. This is interesting. This is a diagonal sewer system that is it's a little harder to work in the diagonals, but I think it's good. One thing I've been doing is kind of adding some soul sand deep in here, so it looks like it's kind of like bubbling as it comes out, and like as if it's churning. I think that's good. We'll probably do that to that one as well. But I am so happy with this design. I think it looks great. It incorporates a little bit of the Nether into the theme while keeping it pretty consistent with this area. I think it looks very nice. Now, one thing I do want to try out is swapping the andesite out on one of these sections with cyan terracotta. I think that could be really, really nice. Now, one thing you may not actually have noticed, let's get over here to this little pillar right here. You may not have noticed, but that ground looks pretty different than what it did before. So the reason it looks so different is because I have been completely terraforming this. So I didn't like, this is like a huge cavernous thing that goes, and then like there's like a sharp hill that just like suddenly climbs up to the shore. I didn't like what that looked like. I liked more this like gradual feel, and so I've decided to just go ahead and terraform all of it and make it actually a gradual incline that's a little bit more interesting. And it's actually led to, I think, a really nice underwater landscape. Now, right now it's all made out of stone, but I think it looks much better. And I'm going to be covering all the stone with sand to make it all blend nicely together. And so, I mean, the cliff stuff is going to be made out of stone, and it will stick out some, but with corals and stuff, I think it's going to be really, really nice. Now, I did try to blend it all the way down into this is the actual ground, as you can see, with all the gravel and kelp and all that. I think it looks good. And so I've got to work a little bit here. We're going to have like a bridge, I think, that crosses right here. The wall is going to go like this way, and then this wall will look like it kind of swoops over to here and will wrap around this island, or it'll stop right here and this island will be on its own. But there's going to be a bridge that incorporates this design at least a little bit, and then the wall will continue going that way, and I'm going to have to chop down quite a few trees. But one of the cool things that came out of this is I decided to put like a little underwater cave here. You can see this is like crazy how the wall was going to go all the way down to here, and I was like, I don't want to use all of these resources if I don't have to. Now this, I think, actually looks pretty epic, being underwater, so I may actually keep this and turn it into something. And I also think what I'm going to do is make the water level here like stop right at this level and have like an air pocket up here. I think that could be kind of cool. And so maybe there's like an extra sewer system right here, and this is how you actually get into the sewers. So these ones that are out here, you cannot enter because they're barred off. But the one down below, if you can get into the sea cave, then you can actually get into the sewer system. So I've been working out where the road's going to go. And so I learned from this road design that I made. I learned, oh, well, one, this wall has made it so the road has to be 1 block higher. And I was like, well, I ain't doing anything with this. So figured out a width for the road, and we are just going to work with it and make that area go down just a hair. And I think it'll be perfectly fine. I think it'll work out actually pretty decently. But the road's going to be about that wide, and it's going to go right up to right here is where this dip down is going to begin, and then it's going to just wrap around and go with the wall. And then I want to have like a staircase, I think, here going up to this level, or we're going to have like 2 different levels here. One mid-level that's like right here where small houses are actually going to be positioned. And I just want to like start stacking things and making this feel a lot more alive. Obviously this doesn't feel like anything because there's nothing up there. But I think it's really good. So this is the design, I think, of the dock flooring area. It's really busy, but I really am a fan of it. I don't know why I chose this color palette. I knew I needed to use andesite because this is the actual wall and it kind of sticks up here. But I wanted to kind of mix it up, make it a little different. And I think it looks actually very, very nice. And these trapdoors will allow us to put in some lighting down below so we don't have to worry too much about mobs spawning on our roads. And I think it's going to look actually really, really cool if we get this whole entire thing in this color palette. I think it's going to look really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and, depending upon how long this video is, I don't even know how long it is, I'm going to get a little bit more work done, maybe work on connecting up all this wall portion, getting this all done, maybe try and figuring out what we're doing over there. And then we'll wrap the video up. All right, guys, I have been doing actually quite a bit of work. Not as much as, there's not much that's like changed, I guess. All the border is up and going here. But the main work that I've been doing is getting this swapped out. All the andesite is now swapped out for a mixture of cyan terracotta, which is the darker gray look, and then light gray concrete. And I think that looks really, really nice. Now, the main reason why I switched it out is I've sort of learned that as if you're building and you have something like a intricate thing like this, and it's like this is like the main detail part, having a backdrop that is pretty simplistic really helps to sell this more. At least I think so, because it's not fighting anything. This is like obviously what you want to see, and the backdrop is not fighting it, and it's not like super busy. The andesite texture, while awesome, is and didn't look like bad. I think it was fighting the design just a bit. So I don't think this use case is good here. So I swapped it out, and I really like this look in the mixture. Now I have one final thing to show you, which is the path design. So originally I was using jungle, spruce, some trapdoors, and I think acacia wood. And you know, the more I looked at it, the more I was like, I really like this, but I don't think it'll flow well with the path design we have over on that area. If we look at this, what we're using is we are using cobblestone, stone, gravel, and then smooth stone. And this just wouldn't have transitioned well. Like the only thing that we've been kind of like incorporating in is this coloration, and nowhere has wood been incorporated into the actual pathway. And so I didn't want to go away from this design, so I've kind of gone for a new style. So here is the new path design, and I really do like it. So we're incorporating more of these like palette that we're using over there and changing it up just a little bit, because this is down by the ocean. There would be a lot of water and sort of spray. And so I think having a little bit of mossiness going on is a good thing. But what we're going to be incorporating is some light gray concrete, which incorporates from the wall because of this spot here. Has to be, because it peeks out. So we need to incorporate that into the design. And so I figured, why not use this? Because this is now similar to our terracotta, we can kind of make this look like mossy stone. And then we can incorporate the gravel and keep it light. Now the carpets are also light blocks, so that this is going to be well lit at night. And we can incorporate some form of like lampposts and stuff, but I haven't like figured that out. And then we're going to border it like this. So we're going to have some spruce that borders along, because this is the portion, or a couple of these are the portion of the arch, and we can't, put a half slab there and then have a gap here that just look weird. So we're going to have this kind of design here, and I think it's going to be nice and incorporate kind of like where you're supposed to walk along here. And I think it's going to look overall good. So I have been kind of just clearing my inventory essentially, but laying out where all the light blocks are going to go. That all is going to have to move up by one block or just transition away from that area. And then that is going to have to be reworked. And we're going to have to figure out what this water stream is going to be incorporated into. But I don't think that that's going to be too terribly difficult. And so if you want to see as well, just briefly over here, this is a much bigger space now. And so we can incorporate some form of thing. What do you think should go here? If you've made it this far, leave me some suggestions down below as to what you think this water should be flowing into, because I think that that could be something that we work out to start really making this portal look good, because I've been spending a lot of time on this wall and I might want to take a little break from it. And then on this side right here, we're going to have a mirrored side right on this side that it's going to, I don't know what's going to go over here, but it's going to mirror this and be like a small dock portion for, I don't know, maybe the factory has like a small dock area right here. But then it goes right on into the portal, and I think it will look great having a mirrored side, so you almost have like a tunnel with this design going on. Because the more and more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't think we need to like prepare ships to go into the Nether. I think they should be already prepared to traverse both water and the Nether. But as the sun sets, I think that is going to have to do it for this episode, guys. It's actually been quite a bit of work, and I am very happy with how the docks have turned out so far. So let me know what you think down below of this sort of color palette and this design of the docks. And if you haven't, I definitely got a lot of this inspiration from just the arch design and stuff from Janzi. So if you haven't checked him out, definitely check him out. And so that's going to do it today. I hope you liked the video. Leave a like in real life, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.